This is the injury report presented by NYU Langone Health. Mets ace Kodai Senga left Thursday's game with the hamstring injury and he's headed to IL. So in today's IR, that's injury report, we're talking with Dr. Joseph Bosco III from the Department of Orthopedic Surgery at NYU Langone Health to break down what exactly happened to the hamstring and how long Senga could be out. Doc, thanks for hopping on with us. It's our first time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. You come highly recommended by the doctors over at NYU Langone Health, and because you've worked with baseball players and athletes before, so we've got the video of the injury, and we wanted to get your opinion on what exactly is kind of going on with Senga's body and his hamstring. Can you break it down to us on what and how much stress is he putting on the hamstring while he's running to cover first base?
A lot. Yeah, they grabs it right there. I mean, listen, you don't have to go to 4 years of medical school and 6 years of residency to know that he hurt his hamstring. He's pointing right to it, right? So he had a eccentric contraction of his hamstring, which means it's like doing a negative when you're weightlifting. Basically, the hamstring starts above the hip and goes below the knee. So when your hip is flexed, the hamstring's getting stretched, and when your knee is extended, the hamstring's getting stretched. So his hamstring was stretched at 2 points, and that's why the hamstring, much like the Achilles that spans two joints, is prone to tearing.
Well, there's a lot of people who are blaming Pete Alonso for the injury because that throw made Senga kind of overextend for the catch. But Kodai said that he felt something in the hamstring before the catch. So again, you see the video, which is more likely to cause a hamstring injury for an athlete, the sudden sprint or just the sudden athletic movement?
No, it's a sudden sprint. I think and again, he's a baseball pitcher, right? So they're not used to doing a lot of wind sprints and sprinting, but that's exactly what happened. When he was running, he had that eccentric, like a negative when you're weightlifting, right? The muscle's actually developing tension and it's getting longer. So he flexed his hip, extended his knee, and his hamstring gave out, frankly.
So here's a guy that has been hurt a lot throughout the course of the last 2 seasons. When he came back from injury last year, he strained his calf. So is this something that team doctors are going to have to keep their eye on? Could he be at risk for another injury when he finally does get the hamstring healthy?
Yeah, look, here's a guy that's now had 3 muscle strains, right? And I remember with the Jose race, when I was a team doctor for the Mets, he also was known to have muscle pulls and had a bad hamstring. And it's constant. These guys, trust me, they're constantly being surveilled by the training staff, by the doctors. There's a million people every day. How you doing? How's the hamstring? How's your calf? Making him do all these stretching exercises. So, rest assured, people are watching this guy.
How you doing? How's the hamstring is how I'm going to start greeting people
How's
for
the hammy?
How's the hammy?
Yeah.
So Doc, $1 million question. There are a lot of people watching Injury Report right now. They're playing softball and kickball leagues. So what advice would you give them to, 1, protect their hamstrings, and 2, what would their rehab and recovery be like since they're not getting treatment from the Yankees training staff or a great doctor like yourself?
Well, the weekend warriors, even those of us that have taken care of professional athletes and teams, 90% of our practices, got guys and girls going out there playing sports and the weekend warriors. So basically stretch, stretch, stretch. And not only stretch, but it's warming up now. It's not just stretching like you did in college or, before the games. You see these guys, and if you look at the football games, they're riding a bike on the sideline, right? Because if you warm up your muscle, get increased blood flow, the temperature of the muscle goes up, and basically the hotter the muscle is, the less risk there is of injuring it. So it's about warming up, stretching. Look if you're a banker or a sanitation guy or a cop or a fireman, you need your hamstring to work, right? So you got to take your time and stretch it out and warm up before the game. And then afterwards, you need to rest, and it's going to take you longer to come back because you got to make a living, right? So you're the police officers and the firefighters I take care of, the plumbers, electricians. They need, they're not office workers. They need that hamstring to make a living. So you got to take it easy with that thing and get back to work. Because last time I checked, cops and firemen and plumbers, they don't have guaranteed contracts like the baseball players do.
Yeah, the warm-up is key, Doc. At 40 years old, if I'm going to go play pickup basketball, I look like Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy. I'm running suicides. I'm doing all that to get these hamstrings warmed
Yeah,
up.
you got all that bomb on you and smelling real good too, I'm sure.
There we go, Doc. Appreciate you hopping on with us, man. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Nice talking to you.